Hi. I just woke up. Probably like 20 minutes ago or something. So I haven't even brushed my teeth yet, but I really wanted to discuss this thought that I was having. Just a perspective on the longevity in the workplace. Based off human thoughts. Like I think a lot. I'm always thinking, I'm always coming up with a way to change how I feel about things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And something that I was thinking about was how us as humans, we're always evolving. We're constantly changing, constantly growing, just constantly in a format mentally of moving forward. That's just how we were set up. And you may get different people that may be stagnant, or maybe, at a standstill because they haven't figured out maybe what their groove is or what path they're on direction wise or what their lane is. But for people that have, something that I find interesting, I was watching this video on aluminum. They were just taking aluminum and making pots and pans and skillets and things with it. And it was like a lot of people just outside doing it. They were pouring, they were sculpting. It was like just a flock of them all working together outside, though. They weren't inside a factory or anything like that. They didn't even have factory type machinery. They were using everyday type of items to mold and pour and sculpt. And like I remember in one of the parts of the video, the lady rolled a tire, like a regular tire, off of a vehicle over to pull the mold off of the wok that they had just created. And she set the top of the mold of the wok into the tire. Anyway, the point of me bringing this video up is one thing that I know for a fact is when we get into the workforce, as people that constantly evolve, one of the best reasons why people always say you should work in a profession that you love is because when you do something that you love and you genuinely love it, that feeling doesn't usually go away. When you're little and you fall in love with sweet tea or lemonade, you can be about 45 and still love sweet tea and lemonade because it's a love that's genuine that you chose and you continued on. So when you get out into the work world, and you're constantly evolving, if you're doing something that you love, then that's something that you can continue to do in longevity. So like I wanted to discuss the perspective because a lot of people get jobs just for the money. And unless you just are in love with money, then the things that you're doing for the money will make you miserable. So it is a lot easier to go and find a niche of your own that you love and let the money come, because the better that you get at what you love, well, let me rephrase that. As you continue to do what you love, you'll get better at it. You'll find different avenues for it and different angles and ways to create in that space that can bring you more revenue versus doing something at a small-minded space to gain more revenue. So it's just a better way to allow yourself to make the money that you're wanting to make, live the life you're wanting to live, but doing it the way you want to do it, not the way someone else has guided you or what you've been left to do. Like, I've tried these different avenues and now I just need money, so now I'm doing this. And you don't really want to do that. But if you're using that time and that space to get where you want to be, because like I'm gonna go backwards. Like, I hate that I'm not on food stamps anymore. I miss that. I loved being on food stamps. But food stamps was a small stepping stone for me to be able to no longer be on food stamps. Because when I was on food stamps, I couldn't make more than a certain amount. Well, my life plan is to make a little bit more. So I needed to stay on there long enough to get to a level where I could make enough to not be on there and live the life I want to live, because food stamps low key was making me stagnant because I could only make a certain amount and I couldn't do any more or I would lose the stamps. And I wanted the stamps, but I didn't want to stay making such a minuscule amount. So I had to level myself up to make more so I could get out of that small lifestyle and level up to a higher lifestyle. And now I haven't had food stamps since 2018. And I want to say I'm happy, but I ain't that happy. But it's okay. We making it work. So the point of this is I'm just thinking about the perspective of knowing what we like versus what we love and applying it to our life so that we can love our life and not just live our life. It is so many people that are just existing and not really living. There's so many people that are alive and not alive, if that makes sense. And I'm blessed, that I was able to find a hobby that ended up becoming a profession that I was able to make into a career. But there aren't so many people that feel that same way or are able to do so. So with that being stated, I just want to share this perspective so that it could give someone an idea of the thought that you can possibly go and do things that you want to do and still make the income that you're wanting to make. You just got to put your all into it. And even if it starts at a small scale, if maybe right now you're working at Walmart, but low key you want to paint each evening, in each evening when you come home, make sure you dedicate a small hour to painting. I don't care if it's something minuscule, because people will purchase those things, and it starts off small and eventually now you're a painter, and maybe it's just on the side and now you're at conventions selling on the weekend. There's always a way if you're serious about making a way, just the same way as we put that energy into the people we love. When we fall in love, we pour a lot of energy into those people. So fall in love with the things that you do and the things that you want to do, and then that energy will come for you.